back, everybody, to the channel. It is the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money-taking, except for by MoviePalette.com. I'll get to that later. The man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying YouTuber in all of YouTube entertainment today. And today, I have traveled the bush. I have fought kangaroos. I was in the regiment against emus, and I finally tracked down the man himself, the legendary, the epic Stevie J. Now, if you guys know the lore, the backstory, uh, Stevie J has been with the Phantom Zone for a very, very long time. He was here when we had numbers worse than this. so, so everybody, welcome the man, the myth, the legend himself, Stevie J Raw. How you doing?
What is up, everybody? Thank you, Mr. Zod. I know you're a general, but I could still call you Mr.
Oh no, yeah, you're the only one in my group that did
Yes, you did find me. Look, I've been off on a walkabout probably for about a year and a half from YouTube. I haven't done too much. Like I've done a stream here or there, a video here or there, but yeah, g'day, Carmen. How you going? But you and I haven't caught up for a very long time, so it's nice to catch up again, have a bit of a chat, and just I guess shoot the breeze about whatever. So yeah, thanks for having me back.
And we got another vet in here. He must have knew you were coming. I haven't seen him. Stone Cold Jeremy, what's up? It's like I feel like we're getting the band back together. I hope this isn't a one-night event, but yeah, we finally got a hold of you. I know you have been busy. I have been busy, sort of changing my channel and its format, and I know you've gone through a lot of different changes. So for the first half of this, surprisingly, even though I'm the man. Hey, Planet's Q Queen. Good to see you here.
Hey, Planet Q. G'day.
For the first half, I'm going to do something I normally never do here, and I'm going to focus on somebody besides me. That's how much I miss you, man. So let's talk a little bit about you. What struck me first, and something I really wanted to highlight, and if you guys are interested in the things we talk about in here, their links are in the description below. But what is the deal? I heard you have some charitable things you're doing. A couple of different things that you're hosting that I put. So do you want to put those out and to kind of give me what they're about, what you're doing to help certain groups of individuals?
Yeah, for sure, mate. So yeah, cheers for the shout out. I'll I don't usually like to talk too much about myself either, but the charity side of things, after the Johnny Depp trial or during the Johnny Depp trial, obviously I was pretty passionate about that and helping out men, particularly men going through abuse from their female partners or partners in general. And so I decided to start up a charity for men. And what it's aimed at, so it's called Sparrow's Dawn, and its goal is to raise enough money to build a shelter, which would be the second one in Australia that helps men who are going through abuse. So at the moment,
hold on a second. So in Australia, there is only one. Now, are we talking men and women, or is it just one for men?
No, the one that exists now in Queensland that does both men and women.
Wow.
So technically, this would be the only one in Australia that would cater just for men or help just men. So it's a long road because look, the honest thing is that most people don't give a crap about men. Society doesn't give a crap about men at all, just in general. And so it's really hard to get support for, unfortunately. And it's not to take anything away from women either, right? Because lots of women go through abuse and stuff like that. That's well known. And the thing is, there's over 2,000 shelters for women already. So, but there's none for men. And also there's, over $1.2 billion of funding for female domestic violence victims, which is awesome. It's great. And it should be there. But there's not a single dollar allocated in the federal budget for male victims of domestic violence at all. So that's the idea of the charity, the shelter. So the website is there. The donation page is there. It was a lot of work actually to set it up because but to be a charitable organization, I don't know what it's like in the States, but here it's pretty hard. You got to go through a lot of hoops and applications and legal stuff and all that sort of thing. So it's a fair bit of work to get it set up. And now that it's now that the website's up and running and all that sort of thing, it's about, you know, we're lobbying local government officials, and we're trying to go to the federal government and that sort of thing to get funding for it. But it's really just about raising as much money as we can to try to get a shelter up and running. So yeah, that's
And if you guys are interested in that, the links are in the description below. I put in the website and it links you directly to all of the information. I would highly encourage you that, as someone who has gone through it myself, and when we had that stream, we all shared our stories, and I'll like get into my personal shit, because this is going to be a happy, fun-filled stream, because I haven't seen my boy in a while. But I do believe, and I get your point that you're saying, God forbid we mention these days anything about men and well with culture wars and shit that has been going on for like a couple of years now. I think it's about the having the equality, because even feminism these days is massively misused, right? Because the term is equal rights for both men and women. Everybody fucking living equally, getting the same help, getting the same services and the things they need to get past traumatic experiences. And I wanted to highlight this early in the stream, Stevie, because I commend you, man. Like, I could only hope one day, if I ever become big enough, or my book's coming soon, you know, sell a couple of million copies, I would love to be able to fund something like that. And I would say you'd be my direct inspiration, because when you look at something like that, like just me, little old Zod, just a little dictator in the Phantom Zone spinning around the universe, I say to myself, like, it's so much work for one person, but you took the mantle up. And I mean, just for a time frame, how long have you been working on this?
Well, I think overall it's been, I think it's been about 2 years working it through. You know, obviously, I got a job and I got, you know, other stuff to do and life and all that sort of thing. So, you know, trying to get to this point, it's been a couple of years. And I got some people helping me as well. You know, a couple of people are helping, like Les is helping, aka
Shout out
Cheap
to Les.
Opinions.
I've done an interview with her once before. We talked about cults. Go check that out on the next stream. But she's awesome, so go check her out too.
Yes, absolutely. And then another mate of mine is helping out as well. So look, I'm sort of leading it, I suppose, but you know, I've got a lot of support there too, which is good. And look, it's a long road, but it doesn't matter to me how long it takes. It doesn't matter kind of how hard it is or how many more hoops have to be jumped through. I think the end goal is worth it. And if we can help, you know, I've sort of said this for ages, like if we can just help even one bloke who is not getting the help that they need, then that's a win. And I mean, a little tie in there to, you know, to what Johnny went through. And obviously Johnny Depp just represents what so many other men have gone through. But calling it Sparrow's Dawn, obviously a little link to Johnny Depp there as well. So
that was clever. You just God damn it. You just took the words out of my mouth, because I was gonna ask you where that came from, but that's a very clever tie-in. And I think with the Depp case, which we covered extensively, and it's why I've got my wonderful fan base I have today. Thank you, everybody who did come over and continue to watch me. It's the feeling of somebody actually spoke up and said something, and it had to be someone as influential to come out with their story. And the sad part is, and this is whether it's a man or a woman, the fact that things get taken seriously when it's somebody who's super famous and rich to get the gears turning should not be happening.
Right.
Because then you put it into perspective. How many other people aren't saying anything? How many people are sitting there with this shit and they drink themselves to death, or they take alternative ways out, because YouTube hates that word. But you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, you know, I get it. You have help for something this big. Everybody needs help. But I just like to say, even before I had to go track you down in the bush, I remember hearing about the starts of this, and I said and you know, no disrespect, we've been friends forever, but I say he's fucking crazy. There's no way he can do like the amount of work
That's
this is
true.
gonna
Like
take.
that, I am crazy. That's true.
I said, dude, okay, he looks good in a tank top, but he can't get this.
Well, thank you, thank you.
No, no, I was almost tempted to like text you and go, hey, you gonna do this in a tank top? Because I think we can bump up viewership. Uh, I
Well,
was gonna then I promoted
let's see how
Stevie
we
Ray
go in
tank
another
top.
5 minutes. Maybe I'll rip the sleeves off.
But no, I really like when I first heard it, and anybody who hears it, it's like this is a crazy idea to do something like that, but you plowed forth ahead. And I think that that is a really commendable thing because people have a tendency to say a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, it's your actions and what you put forward. And man, you did the work. Even if you have to get help, it's still doing the work to make your dream come true. And I really respect that. And Planet Q's Queen said, "I hope no kangaroos were harmed." Fuck kangaroos, man. They're mean. But no, I really respect the fact. Oh, hey, Brianna Salas, good to see you. Welcome everybody. Thank you. But like, I really find it like just commendable that even before you went off to do all of this stuff, you had that in your mind, and I remember hearing you talk about that. And to see you, it feels like, man, you're pretty close. You got the official website. There's all sorts of stuff going on. There was something else interesting I wanted to talk to you about. I noticed the push-up challenge. I put a link in it, so I have to know, man. What is that about? Can you elaborate a little bit on
Yeah,
that?
for sure, for sure. I forgot about it. I forgot all about it. So one of my mates, one of my old army mates, actually, he sent me the link a couple of years ago. I think maybe 3 years ago now, for the first time, saying, "Do you want to do this push-up challenge, raising money for mental health for and what I mean, you can choose your charity that you support, but we chose mental health for men. And so basically you download the app and it tells you every day how many push-ups you got to do. I think in total it's like 3,200 push-ups or something for the month of June. So you do those push-ups, you send the link out, people donate to that cause, like for mental health or whatever. So yeah, at the end of the day, he set up a team, and I think there's about eight of us in the team, something like that. And we just do the push-ups every day, try and raise some money. I think it's nothing massive, but I think every little contribution helps. We raised, I think, about $500 or something like that, or 500, $600 or something like that for the push-up challenge and for men's mental health. So yeah, I mean, if to me, the way I look at that is if all I have to do is do some push-ups every day, and people are willing to donate to a good cause, then why not?
Dude, like, that's the thing that amazes me is that you not only took up you took it upon yourself to make change where you're at, but you're also doing side shit. So, I definitely commend you. But one of the most interesting things I wanted to talk about to you about, and you knew I was going to bring this up, not trying to put you on the spot, but we might have our very own Australia, Eric Clapton. So. So, Mr. Stevie, I have gone to your site. You guys can click the link. It's the first one because I went to the wrong YouTube page. And, but I found something interesting. So, Stevie, not to put you on the spot, but you got to do it with all great artists. I hear you are getting into some musical things, and you are very good. Like, dude,
Thanks, man.
I'm starting to do guitar myself, for Guitars for Vets. If you guys don't know, I have some PTSD issues, and actually, music is therapeutic. So, Bitchy signed me up for it because she loves me, and so music is supposed to be very therapeutic. And you have been dipping your toes in that. And how's that going for you?
Yeah.
Any singles, any tracks you want to let us know about? Maybe an upcoming album?
Well, I'm very much an amateur. I appreciate the praise there, but I'm very much an amateur. I've been Yeah, I've been playing guitar for so many years now. I'm not well, I will say, not well, but I've been playing. Um, but I started to take a little bit more seriously, probably the start of this year. But really, I guess for me, like you said, the therapeutic side of things, where this journey with making actual songs came from for me was a couple of my army mates passed away. So about 12 months ago, or nearly 2 years now, actually, one of my mates was pretty sick with cancer, and me and one of the other boys, we thought we'd give him a bit of a lift of spirits. So we dressed up in nurses' outfits and went and visited him in the hospital just to give him a bit of a boost. And and of
Dude,
course
that's fucking awesome.
he loved that. And I looked pretty good, by the way. And
Oh, I believe it. I've seen the tank top streams. I've been a part of those.
but look, on a serious note, after that visit to him in the hospital, um, I sort of went home that day and just picked up my guitar and started, like, I don't even know where the words came from, but started writing the song. And if anyone does check it out, not that you have to, but if anyone does check out the Spotify, it's called Brighter Sky, that song. So I wrote that for him, and then, I mean, it's kind of depressing in a way now that I'm saying it, but like a lot of these songs come from somewhere like that. And sadly, I had another mate who, one of my other army mates, who passed away really suddenly as well, just 43 years old, and just dropped dead in his yard. And sadly, his wife found him, two
Fuck,
kids left
man.
behind and everything. And so I didn't write that. I didn't write a song about that for a while, but I ended up writing a song, "I See Your Face," about him, and it was really from his wife's perspective. So from Georgie's perspective, it was really from her point of view, singing about him. But it's kind of, it's sort of how we all kind of feel, because he was one of those guys. Like, it really hit everyone, because he was one of those guys who would just do anything for anybody. Like, no matter what was going on for him, he always had time to talk to you. And you could just tell he genuinely cared about everybody. So that was pretty sad. And then I guess, I mean, some of the other songs have a little bit different meaning. Like, some of the ones that I've written are about, my kids, and not seeing them as much as I want to, the stuff like that. I, there's a song I wrote, and it's funny, like, tell me to shut up if I'm rambling, but a lot of most music is sung in kind of like an American accent, right? Like, that's just how you.
Yeah.
But
Unless
I
you're fucking what's his face, Paul McCartney.
right. Well, one of the songs that I wrote, which is Summer Willow. That's actually a song that I wrote about where I grew up in the country, and like, grew up basically near a lake, and my grandparents were a big influence, and so that's where that one came from. And so there's some different meanings in all of it, but it all comes from somewhere inside. And to tie back to what you're saying before, it's therapeutic for me as well. Like, I've got stuff to say, and I want to say it. So there's a few songs that I'm working on redoing at the moment. So, like, Invisible Man, I think, was the latest one, which is kind of a general view from all men, looking at, well, or no, maybe not all men, but for the everyday kind of guy who's just going out working hard, coming home and isn't appreciated, that type of point of view. So, but I'm looking at redoing that one, because my mate, who's actually much better at guitar and music than I am, has recorded some extra stuff for that for me. So I'm redoing that one at the moment. But it's all a work in progress, like, it's all learning every day. And I kind of, what I've realized though is that, especially with writing, like writing the lyrics and even the music, is like, whenever I try and force it, doesn't work. But whenever I just kind of let it hit me, something comes to me, then off I go, and then it all kind of seems to make sense.
Before I respond to that, I wanted to say a shout out to Carmen Aguilar. She has been with us like since the Johnny Depp days, and she said I started by joining Stevie Les Soup back in 2020 during the pandemic. What a golden year we had! Those were some really busy, fun times. And then Planet Q's Queen follows it up with the thank you for your service, boys. Which I don't know about you, but me personally, I've always been weirded out by being thanked. I know it's weird. I don't know if you get the same kind of sensation, but it's just like I never feel like I ever wanted any kind of like, you know, whatever for it. It was just something I did. Um, a lot of it was circumstance. Some of it was personal stuff I was going through, and I thought joining the military would make things better. Did not work. But I did grow and learn, and I made great friends.
Mhm.
And you know, tying it back to what you're saying with the music and everything else that's going on, um, I think that creatively, at least for me, if you guys don't know, not a plug for my book coming out, but you should buy it so I can stop working. I'm coming out with a book, and I always say this is like 8 years in the making because I've been sitting on this one idea for so long since fucking high school. And I understand where you come from with the creative process. I think that true creatives, and the problem with like Hollywood and entertainment today is that with true creativity, I feel like is not something you could just rush. It's something that comes from like inside. Like, look at all the great things that we've ever gotten. I was just watching a whole retrospect on my favorite franchise, Alien, right? It's like these things that just the creative person has such a passion about,
Mhm.
and they can't be replicated or duplicated because it was just something at that time, some kind of idea or just something nagging at you that happened. And I feel like when you start to force that stuff, you lose a part of the creative process, right? Like trying to force yourself to come up with a song every day, let's just say, right?
Oh yeah.
I bet you couldn't do it because
Hell no.
you know, just be like, I saw a tree today. You know what I mean?
Well, you
Like,
could come up with a song every day, but it'd be the lamest shit you've ever heard.
oh yeah, yeah.
Honestly,
It's
yeah.
not organic. It's not something that's you're passionate about and that you really want to talk about. It's something you're doing, or even when you become famous, right? There's always that pressure then, and this has always been
Mm.
like a constant struggle with bands. You can see it a lot, right? Really famous bands. Once you get into that system, and they're like, well, your album sold like a fucking million records. Now you got to reproduce that again
Right.
and at the quality people are expecting. And maybe some of those ideas were things you went through or stuff like that, stuff you can't replicate again. So there's always that pressure to do something where you're kind of just chilling and going off of your experiences and things like that. And I wanted to bring all of this stuff up, man, because I've just been staggered when you know me, I've always told you I like to research the channels and to go through the videos and get an idea. Even though we've been friends for a while, I'm like, fuck, what has Steve been doing? So I went back, I went back to your channels, and I'm like, wow, man, you have got a lot of stuff that you have really been focused on, and it's fucking astounding. Now, my bigger question, because it's been confusing for me trying to fucking find it, your main channel, Stevie J Raw, not the music channel.
Yeah.
What's going on there, man? What are you talking about? Because there's a couple of re-uploads and things like that, but I'm not sure, like,
Well, what
where
happened
you at as far
basically?
as that goes.
Well, what happened was sometime after the right after the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, my main channel at the time, which I think was up to maybe 25K subs or something like that, got totally nuked by YouTube and shut down. So got literally deleted off the internet, everything gone. So then I started another one called Vaults of Truth. That one also got nuked by YouTube as well, completely shut down and gone. And so I
Of course,
kind of
because they're so fair and
yeah,
unbiased.
right, yeah. Well, and the thing is, I never got a reason for it either. There was no reason for it. So
Oh no, they don't give you a
yeah,
reason, dude. Not to interrupt, I'll get back to you for a second, but Bitchy on here showed her shoulder once, and my fucking whole video got pulled down like that
Mm.
instant. And I'm not talking like somebody said, "Oh, I see your tattoo," right? Because she has musical notes, and so she pulled her dress up a little bit, and then she pulled down to show the tattoo
Yeah,
here coming
yeah.
up her back. And YouTube was like, "No, fuck that." But then you got these fucking other channels with dudes playing
Right.
video games naked and all this shit, and I'm
Yeah,
like, "What is
yeah,
your system?"
yep. We've got channels dedicated to doing trials of sex toys or reviews of sex toys, and
Yes.
those not that I've ever watched those, by the way, but but those don't get banned. That's my point. Like those don't get banned, but like a channel like mine, or like videos where you're showing a little bit of shoulder, like maybe an ankle. We're back to the 50s, showing some ankle, and you get
Oh
banned.
God, it's scandalous.
It's crazy. But yeah, like so they got nuked. Both of them got nuked. So honestly, I just lost taste for it. I just lost the motivation to be putting a bunch of stuff out. I started this one, so I do have Stevie J Raw as a channel there. It's got some re-uploads and stuff like that, but I just lost the motivation for it, to be honest. And by the time those had been nuked a couple of times or whatever, Johnny had long since won his case, and so it just felt like there's not really that much I have to say. And if I don't have something to say, then I'm not really, one to just come on and kind of talk about nothing. But I've started the music one I may do some more music streams and stuff like that, music videos, that sort of thing, just mucking around, like more just having the guitar in hand and just kind of doing whatever I feel like doing. But yeah, the main channel's kind of just sitting there. I may do something in the future. I'm not sure. But
And Asher, by the way, just so you know, and I've been saying this for a while, so heads up to everybody watching or people who know me and they come on the channel regularly. I will be talking about Diddy the Diddler. Just give me some time. I'm compiling some stuff. I've got a lot to say. If you've ever heard my Alec Baldwin rant, go check back in. They're labeled as such. Yeah. Don't worry. This is going to be addressed, but I don't know if you know the situation on Pete Diddy and his arrest or
I
uh,
don't know too many of the details around that. I know he's been accused of diddling a lot, but I haven't. I'm not aware of like the actual charges or accusations.
yeah, it's quite an interesting, fascinating thing. He's a rapper from back in the day. Actually, I used to listen to him a lot. People who might be newer don't know this. You all probably know this, but I'm from New York, and he is one of the most prolific New York rappers slash music moguls. He signed Biggie back in the day, and apparently, despite everybody from New York knowing this, like this story is not new news. Like we all knew Pete Diddy was doing fucked shit, but now in the age of 2024 they actually get one right, and he has been called into question for sex trafficking
Hmm.
amongst a litany of other things that is going down. And I haven't had a chance to talk about it because if you guys don't know, entertainment is popping off. I got 15 reviews a day that I'm doing, and it gets a little bit hard to keep up with all of the stuff. And bringing it back to your point, man, so to be honest with you, and we're all friends here in the YouTube, so I'm gonna let my friends in. I'm turning 40 in December, and I came to a realization. I don't know if you felt this way. Clearly, you're much younger and more handsome than I,
I
so you don't have to deal with
don't know
this.
about that.
Yeah, but I came to the realization, like, oh shit, what am I going to do? Like, where is this going? And that leads into your point with YouTube. I think you took the best approach because at the end of the day, to continue being a channel and do what you do, you have to have a drive for it, despite the fact you're going to have so many shitty days. One video will have like 500 views and the next video will have two. And it's so demoralizing. And this is for everybody who YouTubes. You got to go through the storm or just go with what you're passionate about. And for me, you went with what you were passionate about. You decided to do something that makes you happy, and honestly, I am glad that you're finding something that's good, because at the end of the day, when we don't have passion to talk about these uh these different things, then why the fuck are we talking about it? I hate YouTubers who trend chase. And me and you go back to the days of the Phantom Menace. And oh boy, have we seen our share of trend trace chasing
Mm-hmm.
coming up in this YouTube space.
Yeah.
And I like to feel we all went separate directions from that, because it leaves us with very hollow content, nobody having fun. And hell, I might have 9 or 11 viewers. Fucking YouTube, fix your fucking counts. Anyways, I might have small viewership compared to most big channels, but I'm happy with where I'm at. And swinging it back around to you, man, to do what we do, you got to be happy with what you're doing, or
Yeah.
or it's gonna show.
You got to have passion for it. I mean, to do it, to do it right, to do it properly, to give, I guess, that the value that you should be given, you got to have the passion, because otherwise it's just not going to be there. Like, um, swinging back around to the Johnny Depp days, like, I had the drive, I had the motivation to read through 4 hours of court transcripts in one sitting, because I had the motivation to do that. And but I mean, now I haven't found that kind of topic or that thing that I want to talk about so much, or that I've got that passion for. So, um, I'm kind of happy just being, little old me, if it's on the music channel, just sitting there playing, some music. And if I'm the only viewer, then so be, so be it. But, yeah, like you said, it's just doing what's fun
And
and what I
to
enjoy.
plug a friend, I would encourage you guys, if you see Stevie going live, I left this, the first link in the description is his music page. Go check it out and support my boy Stevie. Because trust me, I've heard fucking worse on YouTube, and they somehow get in fucking movies. It's wild. And your
Hmm.
music is very calm and relaxed. I was listening to a couple tracks, like, hey, I could go, I could vibe out to this. So go support my
Hmm.
man, honestly, because Stevie has always supported me. He's a good dude, and go check out his channel. There's your plug.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. I'm sorry you had to work so hard to find me in the bush, but yeah, appreciate it.
No, man. It was fun. It was a fun adventure. So, um, I had to bring it up. If you guys don't know the lore, let me explain some lore for you guys, for me and Stevie. Once upon a time, me and Stevie reviewed probably one of me and Stevie's favorite movie of all time. We were on an island. Some people pushed back against it, but we liked a little indie movie. And this movie was called The Joker. And we gave it a glowing review. The review's still on the channel. God damn, it's somewhere, because it was a while
Yeah,
ago.
it was a while back now.
Yeah, it was back when we did the entertainment thing. And the Joker 2 is coming out, and I feel like this is a full circle moment for both of us. Uh, and I'm going to give you even some lore you don't know, Stevie. Back in the day, okay, so me and Bitchy have been dating about 5 years now, and our first movie we came out officially as a couple, and we saw as a couple, and became our favorite movie as a couple, was The Joker. So I
Oh,
might be
nice.
yeah, that was Bitchy has watched. I never thought somebody would beat me in watches, but Bitchy has watched The Joker. I can confidently say more than I have. She's gone and seen the movie in the theater, and then when she's cleaning, she watched the movie more times than I could ever hope to match.
Well,
And
it's a good one. If you're going to do that, it's a good one.
oh yeah, yeah, it's a great one. So now that brings us back, and maybe I can convince you and people in the chat. Leave us thumbs up for this. I want to convince my boy Stevie to maybe do a review, because we have been blessed by the cinema gods. There will be a Joker 2, same director, same actor. They're adding Lady Gaga, and twist, there's going to be some musical elements. So I really wanted to go in depth with this with you because I feel like this is something we need to do because we're already on this journey. And I want to get your thoughts and feelings about what you think of that concept. Is it something that interests you? Are you going to go see the movie?
Wow.
All that stuff.
So hell yes, I'm going to go see it. And I actually didn't know it was coming. So like I was can't remember what I was doing, but anyway, I was looking at something on YouTube with one of my sons, and the trailer for Joker 2 popped up, and I was like, "What is this for real? Is this actually happening?" And I had one of those moments. I was like, "Holy shit! I hope I haven't missed it. Like, is it come and gone from the movies? Because I don't see too much kicking around." And so I watched the trailer, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm definitely going to go and see that." So I'd be happy to do a review. If you want to do a joint one, I'd be happy to do a joint stream or video or whatever talking about it once I've seen it. Because I mean, you touched on music there, and I watched Joker, like the first one, yesterday actually. Um, and once again, the music was just, it was almost like another character in the film. And it just, music is not usually the whole thing, right? But if you think about movies where the music is really important, like even Terminator 2, the
Dun,
music
dun,
from
dun,
that, it's
dun.
yeah, it's iconic music, right? And it makes you feel something. Well, Joker kind of made the music in Joker for me anyway, gave you that feeling of uneasiness and tension throughout the whole thing, with a little sprinkle of sadness in there, right? Because Arthur Fleck's life is shit, and it's a sad life, but it takes you on the journey that the character's going on, right? So Arthur Fleck, he starts off, he's a very sad, kind of beaten down character, and the music's while it's still got the same tension and sadness, it's lighter in the beginning. But then when it comes in full circle to the end, or it flips 180 to the end of the movie, and he's like breaking out of that shell and becoming who he is, um, they add so much more power to the music as well. Like you've got more strings playing, you've got more bass in all of the music, and it's like, really powerful, that all of that. So I mean, that's just the musical side of it, but I mean, it was a great film. The way that it was shot, the way that it was acted, obviously, so many good elements to it. So I'm hoping that the second one, given that it's the same director and obviously Joaquin Phoenix is in it, I'm hoping that it's going to be the same kind of style, that just elaborates on the story a little bit more.
And that's the thing I wanted to mention. I remember when Joker 1 came out, some reviewers wouldn't review it. There was bullshit controversies, as there is from Hollywood, because God forbid journalists have balls these days. No, they want to be safe. We can't be edgy anymore. Uh, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, that seems to be a big contention, and I wanted to get your thoughts on, was the musical aspect. Now, me personally, I'm a huge fan of musicals. Some of my favorite is West Side Story, of course, Sound of Music, Grease, things like that. And now it's been kind of because I've been following every article. You know how I do. I've been following everything, and it's saying there's going to be musical moments. It's not going to be a full musical, but some people say it's like him imagining it. Now it's more musical, whatever. Does that turn you off from the movie? Are you curious, or do you think they can make it work?
Um, I think they could make it work, but it's all about the context that they put it into, right? Like they could make it work, but it has to make sense in within the movie. If it's something that's kind of campy and just goes off on its own tangent, then obviously that's not gonna work for me. But if they can tie a musical element in to the story of the movie, and something that makes sense that's happening in the movie, then I think it could work. I mean, I got confidence, and maybe I'm totally wrong. And if they do that, it'll be total shit. But I got confidence in the director making that happen and doing it well, if that's where the way that they're going. It could be false hope, but based on the first movie, I think it could work. It could work.
And that's what I wanted to talk to you about because I knew you and me would be along the same lines here. You would think Todd Phillips did not deliver $1 billion movie with. I know you're out of the media scene, but with some of the early reviews and what I've seen in the comments and stuff like that, and I feel like I'm reliving like 5 years ago when we had the same shit, people doubting, no, everybody doubting their ability, and I'm just like I'm a guy who, much like you, right? Results and what you produce matters to me, right? And the first movie for me delivered everything that I wanted. Like, yeah, I know. As a Batman fan, could I say that's a really accurate translation of Joker? Roughly, but they did not hide what the movie was going to be. He was very upfront. He stated it, and he gave us the movie that he gave us, and I loved it. And I find it odd, especially with entertainment, and this goes to the fan things, right? We've seen a lot of studios where the people deliver stuff that the studio wants to. They don't give a shit about the fans, basically.
Yeah.
But then there's some directors who deliver us stuff we never knew we wanted as a fan.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and sometimes that fan input could be a detriment to the product that they're creating. And sometimes it's better to just drown out that noise and create something new. And I don't know about you, but based on the track record of Todd Phillips, everything I've watched, and the clear passion he has for his movies, he is out to create something new. And I find it ironic that everybody screams they're tired of the same old shit from Hollywood, right? They're
Right.
tired of the same movie. We
Yeah.
want something different. And then we get something different.
And they're
We
pissing and
shit
moaning
on
about it. Yeah.
yeah, they're pissing and moaning about it. So it's a very fine line
Right.
when it comes to cinema, because sometimes you got to give the people stuff that they don't realize they need, or
Well,
you got
that's a
to
great
go
point.
against that.
That's a great point. Like, you can't, if you try and please everyone, you'll please no one in the end. And that's where someone like Todd Phillips and in just films in general, entertainment in general, they've got to stick to whatever their idea is, whatever their passion about it is, and produce that. Because ultimately, if they put that much effort, energy, and passion into it, then it will shine through in the movie, or in the piece of work, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, I just agree. Like, so many people are complaining about, it's another Disney cookie cutter movie, or it's a remake, it's this and that. But I mean, Joker 1 was a standalone movie, really. It was all on its own, and the way that it was done, definitely unique to the time that it came out, because that was the height of kind of Marvel movies and things like that. So yeah, something different. I think that's what I liked about it. It was just back to basics of great filmmaking as well. I mean, using the color palette that they used, using the kind of lens they used, using the shots that they got, and relying on great acting instead of CGI and all of that sort of thing. I mean, there was so much. That was one of the things that I really liked about it, and I hope we get more of it in Joker 2. That I really appreciated about it was, the acting that was done in silence. So when I say silence, I just mean no dialogue. I just mean no talking, right? So there might have been music in the background, but there was so much acting in that movie where you knew what his character was feeling, thinking, at the time, without a single word being said. Because there's so much these days as well in movies where this so often it happens that everything's just explained. It's like all the emotions are explained, everything's explained down to the finest detail, every single word, and it kind of takes away from that emotion of it, because you're supposed to be looking at the character, and you're supposed to be, empathizing with them or understanding them, not just through what's said. Like, you know, when at the opening scene, for example, where Joaquin Phoenix is just putting his clown makeup on and he's just got a tear rolling down his face and he's, you know, doing smiles and then he's putting them down upside down. And like, you don't need somebody to be in the movie saying, you look like you're feeling sad right now. You are sad. Oh dear. Like, you can just see it. It just, his acting did the job. And I think we need more of that. And so hopefully, I'm really hoping we get more of that in the second one as well.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And Planet Q's Queen says, look at Kevin Sorbo, Scott Bale, Rick Schroeder, and Rob Schneider. These are men aren't mainstream Hollywood and are blacklisted, but still putting out movies. And I agree. There's a thing in Hollywood, and this is more on my channel. You see, like this year has been pretty good. I've watched a lot of out of the box movies, so to speak. If you haven't seen it, Stevie, I'd suggest go see The Substance with Demi Moore and Dennis Quaid. It's a horror
Okay.
movie. Uh, one of probably my top horror movie for this year, besides Long
Okay.
Legs. And uh, it's this hunger, like you have one half of Hollywood, that's the Marvel machine, the Disney machine, all those other ones that are churning out safe products. You know, not much thought, not much creativity, no artistry. And you put it the best, because I just started watching this new show on HBO Max called The Penguin. And shout out to HBO Max, they gave me the first 4 episodes to view. I've moved up, Stevie. Uh,
Ooh, look at you go.
yeah, they gave HBO Max, and they didn't take my video down for doing an inside the episode. So
Ooh, nice.
yeah, a
Congrats.
little bit.
That's awesome.
Thank you, thank you. So HBO Max blessed me, and I gave them a great review, but not because I was able to see stuff ahead of time, just the acting and stuff. And you know what? I'm gonna pull up a preview on here just to kind of show you and get your thoughts. But a lot of that movie was everything, a lot of the show. I say movie because it's like movie like quality, but a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the show is what you were talking about when you were talking about the way that you're doing stuff with uh, facial expressions and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's this weird split in Hollywood today where you have the true acting caliber and charisma of a lot of actors, and then you've got Hollywood wanting to put out the same generic safe shit that's going to make the money.
Yeah.
And it's a push and pull in the industry. And like you said, until Todd Phillips disappoints me, I don't count The Hangover 3. There was a lot of studio interference in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But just off The Hangover 1, Hangover 2, and then you fucking jump to Joker, which is a
Yeah.
masterpiece of both of us, which
Yeah.
clearly proves to me you have talent, you have skill. And I don't believe that Todd Phillips would make a sequel if he wasn't passionate
Right.
about what he was creating. And that's what we were talking about with your music and me writing a book, right?
Mm.
It's being passionate about what you're doing, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah,
You
I
have
remember at
to.
the time. I remember at the time when they were talking about the Joker and Todd Phillips and all of that sort of thing, and there was so much. Let's just be honest. There was so much bullshit about how, you know, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's going to ruin it, and you know, this isn't accurate to this, and it doesn't make any sense. And they're like, yeah, but he made a good movie. It was a great fucking movie. So just enjoy it, say thank you, and then look for the next one. You know, like. But at the time, he also said he wasn't going to do another one. But and I kind of like that because there's so many, like you said, about the cookie cutters with Hollywood. What they'll do is go, oh, we made a little bit of money on that. So within the next 18 months, we've got to have a sequel out. We're going to have another sequel out and another sequel out. But at the time, he said, no, I don't think I'll do another one. Well, it's like 5 years later, and now he's going, you know what? I will do another one. So that shows me that he's kind of either regained the passion or he's had an idea that's just come to him in that time, and he's gone, you know what? Now I have to make a sequel because I've got this idea. So, and I remember Joaquin Phoenix after the first one also said that he wasn't that interested in being in a second one because he felt like it was sort of done. But obviously, whatever idea they've come up with, he's keen to do it too because he's done it. You know, he's got involved with it again. So, and I don't think you could do a Joker 2 with a different actor. Like, it just wouldn't work to switch actors at this point.
No, and it doesn't fit into DC. And I want to kind of give you a preview. Have you seen the movie The Batman?
Yes.
Okay, you remember the excellent performance by a one Colin Farrell, who is unrecognizably the Penguin?
Yes.
What if I told you there is a brilliant show right now that specifically focuses on the performance of Colin Farrell? Would you be interested?
Sure.
All right, well, my friend, let me show you a show that I think right now might be my show of the year. It
Okay.
is a to me what television should be, and shameless promo for myself now. Check out every week. I'm going to have an in-depth spoiler breakdown. I did my first one on Friday because it came out on Thursday, and it was a little bit later, but go check that out. But for right now, I want to show you the new original series by HBO taking the Covenant Sunday spot that The Sopranos had, and it is
Ooh.
called The Penguin, starring Colin Farrell.
I've given you everything.
Yeah, you have.
Say you'll do it. You mean it. Because you love me. Say it. Say it.
I'll do it. Everything you heard about me is true. I'm just a poor kid, born into nothing. Who's got something to prove? Like you. I've seen stuff. The whole world, they treat us like we don't matter. I'm on your side.
So, because of YouTube reasons, I have to pause every now and again. But so far, what do you think?
Looks interesting.
It's a crime drama, kind of like The Sopranos. This chick right here is Christina Milioti. She was in the show How I Met Your Mother. She was in like the last couple of episodes. She played the mother. I want you to watch her range. She is so grossly underestimated as an actress. Like in the show, she plays a kind of quirky character, but in this show, she is the sister of a mobster. Her brother was killed by the Penguin, so there's a little bit of a dynamic between them.
Just you in there, calling the shots.
You think you know what's best for me? You think you know what I need? My little helper. We had a deal. We looked out for each other.
Just gonna have to trust, man.
Was it worth it? What you did to me?
You know what? I don't regret what I got.
Playing with our family comes at a cost.
All those years, he was watching. He knows this game better than you.
There's a storm coming. You got fight in you, baby. I'm ready. They're taking back Gotham! They're gonna tell stories about us one day. Our names are gonna live forever.
So, what do you think?
Damn. Well, first of all, that does not look like Colin Farrell. Like, good job on the makeup and stuff. It looks good. It looks good. It looks intriguing, and I like. One of the things that I like. I mean, if obviously, but anyone else who's watched like back in the very olden days, like the Batmans that are the campy kind of Batman either movies or the TV shows and stuff like that, like the Adam West Batman. I really like watching all these serious takes on it, like I think, I mean, the Christopher Nolan Batmans were pretty good. I like those for sure, but stuff like the Batman, the Joker, I think Penguin, by the looks of it, the more serious take on it, the less campy takes I really like. I think they just got more depth to them. And it actually, it gives I think it gives, if the right filmmakers and show makers as well, it gives them more to work with, to be honest. Like they get more room to move than if they're just having to do, like a Batman and Robin type thing. Like, I'm so glad that we're not seeing those kind of movies anymore. I mean, the Batman 1 and 2 back in the sort of 80s, 90s were good with Michael Keaton, but the other ones, we probably don't even need to talk about those. But the Penguin looks good. I mean, one of the things that I like is the seriousness of those, where they're headed. So I may check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. 8-episode limited series. And on that, I'm going to kind of start to wrap things up because I know this is not one of those 3-hour streams. People, I don't always do 3-hour streams. I've evolved and changed. We can do an hour and have fun. But I just really wanted to end this on saying how much I am so excited to see everything that you've been doing. And I do have to do one more thing. I have to ask you a question, and I beg you to just go along with me because Zod has changed, and I do have some obligations. So I gotta ask you: do you like movies, Stevie
Yes.
J? Okay, so if you like movies, right? What if I told you you could get a representation of the movie, but they use the color grade in a palette format, right? So say you like National Treasure or you like Pirates of the Caribbean, any of those movies, right? You can get a palette of that with the color scheme throughout the whole entire film.
Really?
Yes, not only that, but if you enter promo code ZONE15, you could save 15% on your purchase on top of any sales price that they have going on.
Nice. And is that for HBO Max? Is that what that is?
Yeah. If you like the Penguin, they do have palettes for the Penguin. And if you go to this website right here, moviepalettes.com, and you enter the promo code ZONE15, you could save 15% off of all of your purchases on top of any sales they got going on.
That's a great deal. I'd say everybody take it. Take the deal. Get over
Take
there.
the
Get to the
deal.
website. Just take it.
So if you want to support the channel and support your favorite villain, go check out moviepalettes.com. Enter promo code ZONE15 where you can save 15% off of all of your purchases. And thank you, moviepalettes.com, for sponsoring the channel. And thank you to HBO Max for giving me the first 4 episodes of The Penguin. And I actually have some insider knowledge, so it's hard when I'm doing my breakdowns because I know what's going to happen in the next episode. I only know up to 4, but from what I've seen so far, it's my show of the year. So
Okay.
go check out HBO. You can purchase HBO Max on Amazon, or you can go directly to HBO Max. I would suggest if you're on the fence, they got 2 great shows coming out. They have the Benny Generates, the Benny Jesuits. There we go. The new Dune spinoff, which Dune is one of my top movies of this year. And they also have the Penguin. And there's a lot more coming out for DC. And you guys know I'm a DC whore. So go check out HBO Max. And I want to thank Stevie J for coming on. And Stevie, before we get up out of here, let me ask you, brother, what other things can we expect from you? And do you have any videos or things you'd like to promote before?
Probably nothing major video wise to promote. If anyone's keen, go check out the Spotify. I've got my artist profile up there, which is just Stevie J Music. Check that out. If you like any of the songs, hit like on those. follow. That helps me out, I guess. In terms of what's coming up, probably I've got probably 3 or 4 songs I'm working on at the moment in different parts and pieces and that sort of thing. So some more of that'll be coming out. But certainly, if you can, head over to the Sparrow's Dawn website, check it out, sparrowsdawn.org, and support that if you can. Help us get the shelter built for men. And otherwise, nothing else major to plug. But again, thanks for having me back, mate. It's super awesome to catch up again and just have a chat. So we'll watch Joker 2 as well and have a bit of a dual review, if you like, on that.
Oh yeah, I would love it. I posted it, and I'm not gonna go back through the comments, but we got a lot of resounding thumbs ups, and yes, you guys should do it. So I'm gonna plan on us reconvening and doing a review for you guys, and hopefully I can rustle Stevie up to maybe hang in the Phantom Zone for a couple of different things and give some intakes. It depends, because I get it. We got a lot of life shit that happens you guys don't know about. I know, it's crazy. We got lives outside of YouTube. We just
Crazy.
don't live here. But I really appreciate everybody showing up, and I appreciate my good friend Stevie coming back to hang out with us. And I know PB it would definitely love to talk to you again. He's probably like, that son of a bitch. So I definitely would love to get you on here with me, you, and PB, and have a little throwback stream to the good old days when we just like sat here bullshitting with everyone.
Sounds good. Well, yeah, I mean, happy to be back for a chat, and I'm more than happy to come back again and talk about Joker or whatever. But appreciate you having me, man. And thanks everyone out there. I've crawled out of my wombat hole and showed up for this. So I hope everyone's doing well out there.
And just some shameless promo stuff for me. Check out next Monday. I will have a preview of episode 2 of the Penguin Sunday review. And maybe this Sunday, if Bitchy doesn't absolutely force me to do nothing, I am going to do a new segment called Worst Takes, starring our favorite people, IGN, and their 5 out of 10 for the new Penguin season, and how that is fucking ridiculous, because they gave She-Hulk and Agatha all along a 9 or an 8 out of 10. So we're going to go through and debunk all of their criticisms, which are absolutely fucking ridiculous. And that's going to be fun. I'm also have a ton of movie reviews coming out. I will have one for Terrifier 3. I had gotten a pre-screening for The Substance, so go check that one out. I also have a lot of surprise movies I'm not allowed to talk about right now, but I will be reviewing those and releasing them when they say that I can. I've moved up. People actually take my channel seriously. A little weird. You remember the days,
Nice,
Stevie,
mate.
when
It's good.
we couldn't get more than 2 people watching, and now I got people sending me review codes. It's
That's
fucking
nice,
weird.
man. Good work. Good job.
It's been a long time coming. Yes, I will be doing a review on Reagan. I've got a lot of thoughts on that. But thank you everybody for watching, and go check out Stevie. Go support all of his charities. He's doing some great work. Go support his music. It's kind of angelic. Maybe we will get Stevie in a tank top. I keep on hoping. I hold the dream alive. And thank you everybody for watching. And as always, remember, there is only one rule here in the Phantom Zone. Kneel before General Zod.